Chance 496 here, time for a review, this time of the Sideshow Star Wars Battle Droids from the militaries of Star Wars. So there you go. So this I picked up at Toy Anxiety for a great price of only $80. Really happy about that. And so first of all, it is quite windy outside, so sorry if you hear some background stuff. And so let's get them out of the package and see how cool they are. So here's the Battle Droids out of package, but before we go into the figure, let's go over their accessories. Of course, each Battle Droid comes with their backpack. Overall, it's very cool. They're very nicely done. As you can see, they're pretty accurate. And there are their code or their number up top. Both of them are different, which I think is fantastic. I'm so happy that they didn't do the same one for both, as well as the exclusive Battle Droid that I do not have, but they did do an exclusive one that had that special number from Star Wars. And so that's kind of neat. There is, of course, antennas that can go down into the backpack as well as fold up like they are right now. Overall, the backpacks are very nice, and of course, the only other accessory that they come with is their signature blasters. So let's just go over that. So overall, the blasters, they look pretty cool. So here you go. So as you can see, the blasters are very nice. Of course, they're quite signature Battle Droid blasters. They're mostly black, kind of like a gunmetal black, which is pretty cool. And then a silverish kind of highlights everything. They hold them extremely well. Unfortunately, if they can only fit like one of their fingers in the thing, you can't put them both in. That's unfortunate, but not a huge issue. Overall, pretty nice accessories. They don't come with very much at all, but Battle Droids, they just come with their blasters and their backpacks. If they're just normal infantry Battle Droids, that's all they come with. So they come with everything that you need. Of course, they do have a storage feature, and this is how they are packaged. So let me show you that really quick. So here's the Battle Droid in his storage mode. As you can see, pretty cool. This is really awesome. Of course, this is most notable for when in the Phantom Menace, the Gungan battle, when the MTTs came out and they deployed all the Battle Droids in this mode, and they dropped them and then they extended and went to attack the Gungans. So as you can see, it looks wonderful. Really do like this. The way that it folds up is perfect. I mean, it is beautiful. This is how it is in the movie, and probably the most impressive part about this is that he can stand up like this. He isn't like sitting down or anything. This is incredible that he can do this, which is quite wonderful. I have no complaints in this mode at all, except for one. In the mode, they did have antennas, and of course they did have the backpacks on, so I understand that you really can't fit the backpacks, or wait, can you? Oh, excuse me, well, you really can't. Yeah, I mean you can, but it just the back here, his two kind of antennas back here hinder it from doing it. So I was right. So you can't put the backpack on without potentially breaking this or anything. So that is very unfortunate. And he should have the antennas. The only thing I could say is there are two pegs here and there are two pegs here, but there's a third peg. So I was wondering if they were actually going to come with another antenna so that you can have him with an antenna in this mode, much like the 3¼ inch. Star Wars vintage Battle Droid that came out like a year ago, because they had the same type of thing. So that would have been wonderful if you could do that. So that is unfortunate. What are you going to do? One thing I want to say is when I was talking about the backpack, I forgot to mention this, that the backpack, when it plugs in, it stays in fine, but when you move it at all, it does fall out extremely easily. This is a huge problem in my opinion. Oops, the ankles are moving. It really is a shame. It's so annoying because it just keeps popping out whenever you do anything with these droids, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? So I recommend when you're messing with this guy to remove the backpack first, do whatever you want with him, and then put the backpack on after, because I've had the backpack fall out so many times because I forgot to take it out first. So that is unfortunate. Wish that they could have made the pegs a little bit bigger, but what are you gonna do? So overall, the Battle Droid in this mode is wonderful. I absolutely love it. If you would actually consider displaying him like this, that would be awesome because he does look fantastic and overall extremely cool. So now just to go over to the actual figures themselves, as you can see, they look quite wonderful. The actual design and the accuracy to the actual character in the movie is stunning. I absolutely love it. The only thing is the head. I feel like the head's just a little too wide. I mean, it's not a problem, but maybe I wish that the neck would go up a little bit further. It's like on two joints here, but one of the joints doesn't move. And I don't know if that's just with mine or if I'm just not trying hard enough or what it is, but it is definitely a disappointment. And and a little bit of annoyance. But overall, it looks wonderful. The actual detail and everything is quite great. They are battle damaged, you know, kind of looking. They do have scrapes and scraps and marks and silver, you know, markings and everything, which is cool, which is how I would have liked them. You know, fresh battle droids, they're just not as cool. I like the battle damaged ones a lot better, as you can see, and the detail goes down through the legs and everything. The joints are done in silver, which is quite accurate. Overall, it is quite wonderful. As far as the paint, it's pretty good, but this one, the chest is a little bit reddish, almost, you know, almost like a little burgundy-ish, which I don't really love. Over here with this one, it's more of the right color. I don't know if you can tell that, but this one's just a little bit more reddish, a little bit more darker, and I think that that's just with that individual figure and doesn't have anything to do with the, you know, mass-produced figures, so I don't think that it'll be a problem at all. But overall, the actual look of the figures is quite amazing. They did a wonderful job with sculpt as well as paint. Now let's just go over their articulation. So to go over articulation, of course, this is obviously not a clothed figure, so you can't see all the points of articulation, which is really good. Up here, he does seem to, like I mentioned, have 2 joints, 2 hinges, but really only 1 hinge works, in my opinion, I think. The other one doesn't work. It can also swivel like this, so you can have it swiveled like this, which is, you know, pretty good. I think that it's pretty accurate, and it's pretty much all you need. Up here, you have a hinge that also turns. This whole thing does turn with this cup joint, however you want to say it, which is really nice. So I do like that, as well as it does have a bicep swivel, hinge elbows, ball jointed wrist, ball jointed thumb, hinge at the where the fingers start, hinge at the knuckles, and then up here you do have, like, it does seem to have like a swivel or something, but because of these 2 things, it really doesn't have any waist articulation. He's got a ball jointed hips just right here where it comes together, and then over here it does have a swivel. And then you do have the hinge knees and ball jointed ankles. The ankles are loose. That is the biggest problem with this figure, in my opinion, that the ankles are not great. So you do have to kind of, you know, position them in a, you know, good place. He'll stand up fine, but just be a little wary with that. So that is one issue, but not a big problem. Overall articulation is incredible. The best articulation for these guys. And as far as quality, the fingers, if you watched my Battle Droid with Stap review, you'll notice that the finger on one side was broken, and that's how it arrived in package. So unfortunately, it does it could have a quality issue. I don't think that's a problem because these 2 were completely fine. So I think that it was just a fluke that happened with that Stap set. So I wouldn't worry about it at all, but there might be an issue. I seriously doubt it though. But overall, wonderful. They look great, and the articulation is fantastic. So here's the Battle Droid compared with the Obi-Wan and the Bossk figure. As you can see, he's about 2 inches shorter than Bossk, 1 inch shorter than Obi-Wan, which I think is quite accurate. The Battle Droids, of course, are not as tall as people, but they're pretty close. So overall, I think that it's pretty perfect scale. I really do like it. I'm not 100% sure if it's completely accurate, but I have to assume so because it does look very nice, as you can see, and he looks really wonderful with your other Sideshow Star Wars figures. So overall, these Battle Droids are fantastic. I really do love them. A couple problems with the backpack not being able to hold in very well. It pops out a lot. And the ankles not being the strongest that they can be. Those are really the only 2 problems. This is really incredibly done. Extremely well done item. I highly recommend it to any big fan of the Battle Droids. I personally really enjoy the Battle Droids. I think that they look awesome. And I've always liked them ever since I was a little kid. I highly recommend that you get it. What's really cool is they're not just, you know, the same type of thing. On each of them, their chests, they are painted differently as far as even the battle damage marks, as well as they have different numbers. They are really fantastic and they are unique within each other, which is great. I highly recommend them. They're great for they're fantastic. I really enjoyed these guys, and I love that you get 2. You can affordably, you know, build a nice little squadron with these guys, which is fantastic. So overall, highly recommended by me. I really enjoy them, and I think that you guys will too. So there you go. So that's my review of the Star Wars Sideshow Battle Droids. Thanks for watching.